Hey guys, thanks for slithering in. Today we are building with the new Sims 4 Royalty and Legacy expansion pack that releases on February 12th later this week. This was gifted to me by The Sims so that I could check it out and share my initial thoughts with you. Originally, my thought was to build a starter home with just base game and the new pack. However, I was able to manage to limit my pack usage to just Royalty and Legacy, but the budget kind of went out the window really quickly because I was just honestly having so much fun exploring the new items. So think of that as maybe a little bit of an IOU because I do want to do a starter home. And I think just having starter homes as options to download when the game gets released is pretty beneficial for gameplay. So stay tuned. Like I said, I will definitely make that happen at some point. I have a couple of other ideas too, so I'm really excited to kind of get into it and explore the pack in full. So we are in the world of Ondarion, and this world comes with 3 different neighborhoods. I wanted to build first in this neighborhood particular, the Dambele, I think is how you pronounce it, neighborhood. I just really like the theme of it, and it's pretty much inspired by like West African culture and architecture from what I've read. So I really wanted to explore that, mostly because I am not very familiar with that style, but also I really enjoyed that base game update we had a little while back where we got some free items for like West African culture. So I was really excited to kind of really lean into that. With that said, that means there are a ton of items that I have not yet been able to really explore and play around with, including some of the windows and doors and whatnot. So keep that in mind and take this with a grain of salt. But as far as the items that I do use in today's builds, I absolutely enjoyed them. We have the shape of the build pretty much figured out at this point. It's very boxy. I was definitely taking inspiration from the buildings around the neighborhood here, as you can see, but then also trying to do maybe more of a little bit of a modern take. I use a lot of glass walls for windows here, and you saw it probably a little bit ago in the front where I took these really cool geometric shaped windows, which I think are mostly for like airflow in the West African culture, I think is what I saw. I saw a video, someone did it where they explained it. I'll try and put that down and below if I can remember. So I use these geometric windows to kind of frame and shape the glass walls, which I thought gave it a little more dimension and I really liked it. So I'm doing it again here for the other ones as well. And in the backyard, I do end up getting like an archway and using the like horizontal and vertical geometric windows to kind of frame that as well. I also thought it was important to have a pool here, even though you're really close to the beach. It looks like you can see it right off to the side there. And I don't know, I think just in this climate, it's kind of nice to have that little bit of a pool so you can go and cool off a little bit. I know I would appreciate that very much. The landscaping here, I definitely had to check out debug, but it's very minimal because we are in more of a deserty environment right now. So I tried to utilize like the palm trees that I see around, some of like the aloe plants, and definitely lots of rocks. I really had fun with it. Also, you can see, I should probably mention this, we have curved or flared stairs here. This is the first time I used that new feature. That is the big update, at least for builder wise anyway, in my opinion, that we got right before this pack got released, or right before I got access to this pack. So I should make that pretty clear. I cannot wait to explore that feature some more. I hope to do even more builds, especially with this pack where I'm going to use flared stairs, but maybe more grand than like in this one. But I just think it's going to add so much personality to our builds, and I'm really excited. Yes, I would have loved to get spiral stairs, but if this is the closest we get, I'm okay. I think I can live with that and I'll be really happy. Here we are trying to use some debug fencing around the build for privacy. I had to kind of adjust the build a little bit to fit the pool a little better because I did not want to lose that feature. And yeah, this is pretty much coming along. So we're going to finish up some landscaping here. For our pathway to the entrance, I do get some flat garden path stones from base game debug. But right now we're finding some other trees to kind of stick around, and we get like these little cute planters, and I put them up on the fence post here, which I thought was a little bit of a cute touch. What I am missing though is I thought that there were terrain paint items in this game, and maybe I just didn't spend enough time looking hard enough, but I've seen other builders use them, so I'm gonna have to go back into the game and double check. I don't think they would be with the T.O.O.L kit because this. Let me back up a little bit. This expansion pack is the first time that they are bundling. If you order it within a certain time or even pre-order, I cannot remember. So they gifted me the bundle where I haven't looked at any of those items yet, but it's the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack plus the T.O.O.L kit, and it's like film screen, I don't know, like some Hollywood fashion creative sim kit type thing. So my point is with all of that is that I do not think that the T.O.O.L kit came with the terrain paint. If anything came with terrain paint, it would be the expansion pack that has it. So I have to go back in and check it out. So stay tuned for that for future builds and such. What I'm also really excited about with this new expansion pack that I don't use with this build, but I do plan to do in hopefully my next build, is you can have like secret lot traits or like a double lot trait. So kind of think about how with businesses and hobbies, we can have a business and like a living space on one lot, right? We've asked for that for how many years now, and we finally got that with businesses and hobbies. But now with this one, let's use like maybe a library, for example. So by day, it's a library, very studious, very, classy, bookish, cozy, right? But by night, it's a speakeasy, or it's a bar, or it's a club, or it's some kind of secret society hangout place kind of thing, So that is something I am really excited to explore. Back to the build a little bit, we actually got a brand new chess table here with the expansion pack. However, it looks very familiar to me, and is it Jungle Adventure? I think it might look like a copy of. I know there's some like controversy about some items being kind of duplicated in some packs, and while I think there's one like end table that looks very similar to an end table in the Storybook Nursery kit, for example, while I don't like that there are items that are being copied from kits, especially creator kits, which seems a little weird to me. If it's like a chess table that is from like Jungle Adventure that comes in a newer pack, I think that might be okay. My reason being, hear me out, right, is that not everyone gets every single expansion pack or game pack and whatnot. So I think it's only fair that maybe sometimes some things might be a little similar, because someone who gets Royalty and Legacy might not ever get Jungle Adventure. At least that's my thought process, but I am also someone with all of the packs as well, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Here we are working on the bathroom. We have moved on to the interior. As you can see, I really love this wallpaper. Like, I am legit obsessed with it, and I think I'm going to use it a lot. I also think it's really perfect for bathrooms. I love the wallpaper look in bathrooms, so maybe I'm a little biased in that sense. But I really like bringing in some of this like light creamy yellow That's the best way I can kind of describe it. And then we have these like little fun wall molding pieces, which I'm actually really excited to play around with some more. We got like something similar when we got decor to the max, and then never really got anything else after that. So I think this is gonna be fun. There's also another one where it's more of like a square, like a boxy wall molding. So I'm excited to use that too because that's just gonna add like more personality and more ability to customize builds and different wallpapers and things, especially maybe with base game. I think would be fun. Another feature in this bathroom here is we have a shower tub combo where I used a half wall to kind of hide the, not the ugliness, but we can say the ugliness of the bottom of the tub because I had to use a base game shower tub because we do get one bath with this expansion pack, but it's like a corner tub and it was not going to fit in this particular build. So I wanted it to match the wallpaper a little bit, and I gave it the new stone wall trim that comes with this expansion pack as well. Onto the kitchen. I think this is actually my favorite room in the whole entire house because I just love this light green color for the cabinets and the counters and the fridge, and I use them on the island. I just love how the green is somewhat really soft and kind of muted, but also very vibrant, and I thought that really worked here, especially with like these large glass windows looking into the kitchen. So good. I pair a lot of decor here with like oranges and yellows, and we have that flower vase with the blue. I also really enjoy the stove we got with this expansion pack. It has a built-in hood range, and I love to put hood ranges and exhausts in my kitchens. I just do it all the time, but now I don't even have to think about which one to pick because it's literally attached to it. And I love that it kind of framed this like little arched window that I'm using throughout the build too. It just fit perfectly. It was like meant to be. As for clutter in the kitchen, we get some of the usuals. We hang up some pots and pans. I think that's a new item from this pack in particular, but the rest of it is pretty much base game with, you know, the utensil holder. We get a little fruit bowl on the island here. We find the smaller one that fits the space a little better, and it's, I don't know, I had a lot of fun. With this vase, I'm sizing it down. This ends up staying in the dining room, and I'll later size down a plant from base game and kind of merge it in there to kind of, I don't know, make it feel a little more useful. We do get a few different like end tables in this expansion pack too, and this one I really like because it matches the style I'm going with. A lot of the other ones are definitely more very like royal leaning, like fancy, flashy type styles, so I'm looking forward to use those in future projects, but for now we are going to stick with this one. We also do get like some good clutter pieces. There's like a pirate ship that I'm playing around with here. We have some lamps, lots of vases, and there are a few different plants as well, which is really exciting. I really wanted to use one of the new bookshelves because we have a lot of really good ones. I just didn't have the space planned out right for using one of them because they do come in like 3 different heights. So depending on the height of your walls in each build, you can pretty much play around with those, which I really like, but they were just a little too wide for the room I had here. So instead I used a base game bookshelf and put a little seating area for, you know, cozying up and reading. Over here is where we are going to put the dining room, right here by this open archway to get like the nice cool breeze. I knew I really wanted to use this tapestry, but I had to size it down a little bit to fit on the wall, but that's okay. And then I struggled hard with this dining room. With the table, I really like the look of this round table, but I didn't like that I couldn't match the wood tones to the chairs, which that bothered me so much. And maybe it didn't have to bother me so much. I probably could have left it. And then I still wasn't sold on this really light wood tone. I eventually come back and change it, I think, off camera because I sat with it for a little bit and just I couldn't keep it. I do keep these table and chairs though. I just change them to a darker wood tone. And then we paired it with the base game rug that we got with that one base game update where we got all of the fun West African inspired items. So I thought that fit really well in here. I had to use 2 of them because I currently don't have the T.O.O.L mod installed because of the update, and I think it has since been fixed by Twisted Mexi. I have to look again. I think I saw a post from them, and I just haven't had the time or energy to go in and update that yet, but I cannot wait because there were multiple times in this build where I was like, ooh, if only I had the T.O.O.L mod on me. In this little area, we just get an end table. I use the Space Game one to kind of try and bring in some of the greens. It's not quite the same green tone as in the kitchen, but you know, we'll make it work. I also use a lot of like this green, like olive green wood tone, wood grain. It matches the windows that I use pretty well. And then I decided that I'm going to use the new fireplace as well. However, it is really hard to get a TV up here and make it look natural because of the candle placement on the mantle, which, you know, fine, but I think I made it work well enough. What is also a big plus in my book with this expansion pack is that we got a new modular sofa. If you guys remember, that first got introduced with Dream Home Decorator many moons ago. And it's really exciting to finally get another one so that we have a little bit more of other options. This one has lots of fun patterns and different wood swatches to kind of play with. So I think if you're in the need of something fun like that, that is such a good item. I also really adore the coffee table we got. It kind of has like a fabric feel to it. But it also has a little tray on there that you can add some clutter and kind of customize it up yourself that way. So I thought that was really nice. Here we are working on the entryway. This one came together rather quickly. I just get an end table over here. We pick out a lamp and some clutter. I use this little mirror kind of as a last minute check before you head out the door kind of thing. I tend to put mirrors in my entryways like that, so I thought this was a really nice different way to do it because it's a tabletop mirror and not like on the wall or on the floor. And then on the other side here, we just get like a wardrobe kind of acting as our closet space. So this would be where, not that you might have coats or something, but I don't know, sweaters you can hang up in here. I don't know how the seasons technically work in this world or even in this neighborhood, so I haven't seen anything on that yet or explored it myself yet. But yeah, that's just the entryway. Moving up into the bedroom now, I have to admit that I was a little disappointed in our bed options. I don't know if I was picturing a canopy type bed in this particular build. However, I did want to make sure I used one of the new beds. So we go with this one here because it just matches the vibe a little better. We have this bed also in a single bed style as well, like a twin bed style. And I think I didn't pull out the bassinets, but I'm assuming one of the bassinets is in this same style. The other style is like more for the royalty, not that this bed can't be for royalty, but more of that flashy, elegant style that I've mentioned earlier as well. So those are our bed options, and I think there are definitely uses for them. I'm just not sure if I was sold on this one in particular for this build. But instead of using a base game bed, I did it, and I think I worked well with it. Over here in this corner, we get a nice big plant. We get a couple of shelves for just some added clutter and some paintings on the floor. And then we get a little bench over here, which I really like this bench. I love the color swatches on it. I love the patterns on it. And then I sized down this wall piece for our little decor, add a couple of base game pillows here. And I think I even put like an open book. I thought about the pile of books, but I remembered this open book item from base game as well. So, and some shoes kind of just thrown around. We do use a base game dresser because I just thought it fit the space a little well. I also used the other one, the only wardrobe we got already in the entranceway. So we have that. And then I figured it was time to start getting some skill building items in here, so we once again pull out this topiary bush, which apparently I am obsessed with adding to my builds these days, and I don't know why. I've never used them before in my life, but now all of a sudden here we are, like 2 builds in a row where I've added it. We also end up getting another chair over here too, just for some more seating and more height, and then away from the bedroom, over here in like this landing area. This is what I end up making our little office study area. I do not get a computer or laptop. Instead, I just put some clutter up on this table, and we get like these candles, I think a couple of book items. We're gonna figure out a base game rug at some point. But if you have enjoyed this build so far in this video, please let me know by liking and maybe commenting down below what your thoughts are initially for this pack. Are you planning on purchasing it when it comes out? Are you going to wait a little bit for it to go on sale, etc.? Let me know. I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions so far. We're just going to add some more clutter here on this end table and desk, and then I eventually get another skill building item. And you guessed it, it is the art easel. It is. I know. I feel like I'm being very repetitive with my skill building items recently. It's like chess table, topiary bush, art easel. But I mean, that kind of covers 3 major skills in the game. Logic, gardening, painting, you know, make money. I don't know. But yeah. I just thought that with these 2 large glass windows that this would be such a beautiful place to paint. You probably have a very nice view looking out of here, and it could be very cozy in the most serene, cozy way. Oh, we also get this little bar cart here, which I do have a gripe with, but we are going to talk about that in the play testing when we go through this build together in real time. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We are actually going to finish this up now and load into live mode. I'll see you there. Here is our home in all of its glory. We are in the heart of Dambele. Hopefully I'm saying that right, in our new world here. I just, for one, love it. It's also so windy up here, so I'm sorry about that. We, of course, have Bob Pancakes here to test out our build for us today. Right now he is sunbathing. Maybe people watching? Yeah, he can see some people over here at the festival or market, whatever this area is over there. Let's take our bird's eye view, shall we? On the first floor we have a little entranceway over here. Then you walk into the living space. In the back here we have our bathroom. Then we have a dining room and kitchen, at which point you can enter or exit to our backyard where we have some planters, a chess table, grill, and a pool. Upstairs we have a little study area. We have an art easel for getting creative. Then we have our little bedroom here with some little bits of decor here and there. We have Bob now cooking in this gorgeous green kitchen. Look at that, we have some fish tacos now. Yum. Quality normal. Bob, we'll let him eat these fish tacos. He has some bad luck, unfortunately, but I mean, the meal was normal. This gives us a good chance to check out our little dining area here. I just love these lamps up here, the ceiling lights. He turned the radio on, I'm sorry about that. Oh, boo-hoo, Bob. I also really like this tapestry here and this little statue of these like duck or geese, I think. One of them I used as vase and merged a plant in here. The shadow's kind of weird over there, but we're going to ignore it. We have a pretty view out here too. I think that's pretty nice. Very open archway to get that breeze. Bob wants to come and dance, so sure. But he's over here in the living room now. I'm glad he's enjoying himself. For the video, Bob, why don't we light the fireplace and then maybe you can watch some TV. It's kind of funny that the fireplace here looks like candles, but the wicks aren't lit. Instead of it's like any other fireplace, but otherwise it's cute. Also really love that we have a new modular sofa in the game, which is really fun, and this coffee table is just superior. I love it so much. Here's our bathroom where we are getting plenty of sunlight with these like open windows, which I love. So we are going to have him come and test out this bathroom here for us. I love this wallpaper too, along with like these molding pieces, which I think is going to be really fun in like future builds to use. But this shower tub combo is what I want to make sure works well. Oh, you put on your new outfit from the pack too. So cute, Bob. But because we have this half wall here, so I wanted to make sure that that was functional. I've never tried that personally. I've seen others use it with like bathtubs, but I'm glad it works. Up here in our little study area, this is where on this desk you could probably put a computer or laptop if you wanted to, but right now I have it with like some books as if the sim living here is maybe doing some research. We're gonna have Bob do a little bit of a flirty painting, but one thing that I think is a very missed opportunity with this bar cart here is that you can't get drinks from it, and I was kind of hoping that would work like the Vintage Glamour Globe. So that's kind of a bummer, but it still looks cute, so I liked having it up here. Well, I think Bob's proud of his painting, don't you? Over here is our bedroom, and I thought this came out pretty cute. We're working on our little topiary bush here. I've been putting that in my builds a lot recently. And then in this corner, it's probably one of my favorite corners, to be honest. We have a couple of shelves here with some clutter. These are base game shelves with mostly base game clutter and then some royalty and legacy clutter. This plant is new from the pack, as well as this bench and artwork here, which I think was so lovely. And then of course we have our new bed as well, which we will make sure that Bob can relax in. I guess he didn't want to relax very long. And that has been today's build, our very first build with the new Royalty and Legacy expansion pack. Stay tuned for more. I had really fun so far with it, so I can't wait to hear what you guys think. It will be up on the gallery for you guys to download. Once this pack does get released, I will make sure it's up on the gallery for you guys under Dambele home, or you can find it by searching my gallery ID Symtherin or hashtag Symtherin. And another thank you to The Sims for gifting me early access to the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack. Thank you guys for watching so much, and of course a big shout out to my channel members for supporting me in this way. If you want some cute little emotes and the occasional early video, then click join and all that good stuff. But until next time, I will talk to you guys later, and hey, thanks for slithering in. Bye!